Maxwell Street was the core cultural icon of Chicago from the 1870s until the mid-1990s. My dad took me and my brother to Maxwell Street from as early as I can remember till about 8th grade. And the movie The Blues Brothers was filmed mostly in and around Maxwell Street. What is Maxwell Street? Well, here's a hint.
Pretty little shoes, woman, your dress so fine. I got your shoes off of Maxwell. I got your dress off of Halston.
Maxwell Street was originally the place you went to get deals, to haggle, to barter and trade everything from chickens that are culled for you as you pick them out to socks and underpants. In the 70s, every block in Maxwell Street's selling district had a band and a preacher, sometimes 2 or 3. You want to get baptized? You can do it on Maxwell Street. You want to have a beer at 7 in the morning on a Sunday? You can do it on Maxwell Street. You needed a new 3-piece suit so you can go on job interviews? You went to Maxwell Street. Did your suit fall off the back of a truck? Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. One time, my dad took us down to Maxwell Street because he needed some socks. I need some socks. Maybe we'll get you kids some underpants. So my dad ends up in the store. I'll never forget the salesman's face as long as I live. And my dad's haggling over socks. And then we walk out, and he ends up getting us irregular underpants. The insult to injury about irregular underpants is they sew up all the holes with nylon fishing twine. So you're constantly getting poked in the ass by the nylon string they use to sew up the holes. And if you were lucky, both leg holes were the same size. I can remember vividly the guitars and the drum sets. Sometimes those drum sets were made up of 2 or 3 different drum sets and homemade parts. This gentleman right here with the chicken on his head, his name's Casey Jones, and he was one of the entertainers on Maxwell Street. He would play the accordion, and his chicken would do tricks. He was around for decades. For the first 40 years, Maxwell Street was predominantly the Jewish community, and it was called, whether you like it or not, Jewtown. Jewtown was mostly made up of Russian Jews who defected to America between 1870 and World War II. Shortly thereafter, cultural diversity took place, and Maxwell Street became a melting pot. Today, a lot of politicians will tell you that capitalism doesn't work for black or brown people. But anyone who lived or worked on Maxwell Street will tell you that that statement is grossly incorrect. Maxwell Street was the epitome of capitalism. For instance, Nate Duncan, an African-American boy who bought a Jewish delicatessen and learned to speak Yiddish fluently. The only black guy in the world that can speak Yiddish. Almost no American Jewish people can speak Yiddish. Let's talk to Duncan.
Nate Duncan came to work for us when he was around 16 years old. But eventually, as he grew up, he worked himself as a salesman. He waited on trade. My mother showed him how to make pickled herring. And he became quite expert at it. And they didn't want my mother's herring anymore. They wanted Nate's herring. Everybody knew him and everybody liked him.
I mean, I just used to watch her as she would go and make it. I would just stand and watch her. Matter of fact, Ben Lyons, the gentleman that I worked for, he didn't know how to make none of that stuff. I learned it from his mother.
So when the Lyons family got too old to run the delicatessen and the children didn't have interest in taking it over, the owner of Lyons sold the business to Nate. And Nate, the Baptist black guy, sold kosher delicatessen food to the Jewish people of Chicago until he retired in 1995. Why did he retire in 95? So in 1995, the city of Chicago decided to give the intersection of Halsted and Maxwell Street and the surrounding blocks to the University of Chicago. The good news is Nate never worked a day in his life off of Maxwell Street. Now, I just dropped a YouTube short where I review an authentic Maxwell Street Polish sausage. Maxwell Street is part of me. My interest in guitar came from watching the musicians on Maxwell Street. Every time I got poked in the ass with that nylon fishing string on my irregular underwear with 2 different sized leg holes, I thought of Maxwell Street and my cheap dad.